How many times have you been sitting in a lecture hall and let's say, the teacher's going, there's, maybe 300 people in this hall, and you're staring at the wall, counting the seconds, or you're playing with your pencil, just all your elaborate tricks you've developed during all your many hours in lecture hall. Okay, or let's say you've been in lecture hall and you're really confused by something that was just said, but you're too shy to speak up. The reason you're watching my speech at home right now is because the lecture structure, it makes no sense and it's totally irrelevant with current technology available to all of us. So that's the basic problem. Lectures in the classroom at their worst are disempowering to learners in the learning process. At its best, it's just inefficient. There's better ways. Okay? If you have 300 people in a room and you have the goal of learning about snake psychology, there are alternatives. There has to be a better way than for everybody in that space to stare at one person and have them lecture. All right? And okay, let's imagine, what are alternatives? Okay, the one alternative, which we're kind of practicing right now, is that lecture time takes place at home. You watch a video. You watch a video of the lecture at home. So then the question is, what do you do with the class time? Imagine, if you didn't have lectures in the classrooms, what would it look like? There could be collaborations. You could be working together. You could be doing projects. You'd be practicing your communication skills. It wouldn't just be all taking in, but you'd be able to be taking in, putting out, and communicating with people. In short, what I imagine is you'd have the opportunity for more student-initiated education. It could transform what a learning environment looks like. It's not just a pipe dream. This has already happened. This is, as I see it, the future of education, and it's happening, just over the hill. One example is the Los Altos School District. They're implementing aspects of this in their schools. They're working really closely with the Khan Academy guy, Salman Khan. So they do lectures at home in some of their schools. They'll do their homeworks together in classes. That gives the students the opportunity to actually be teachers, be learners. You get to switch back and forth because the best way to learn is to teach. More time one-on-one with the teacher. So with the smaller grades, while everybody's working on their work, they'll take turns having time to go up and spend time one-on-one, having that human interaction with the teacher. It also leaves open more opportunities for gardening in the classroom, for building robots, for whatever. So anyway, the big thing this allows, as I said earlier, is it gives the kids more control over their time. And so the argument is, can kids handle this responsibly? Will the quality of education diminish? And so to answer that, I want to give one more example. Sugata Mitra, who also, like Salman Khan, has some good TED Talks out there. And he did this study called Hole in the Wall experiment. And basically, he went into slums. In this one particular example I'll be talking about, in southern India, these are kids that do not speak English. And he cut a hole in the wall in this one area and he put a computer in. And this one program was looking at DNA replication. And so this was kind of a really far out hypothesis. His idea was that the question was, can kids learn about DNA replication? So he went in, he put in the program, the computer with the programs, and he tested everyone. Initially, everyone scored a 0. They knew nothing about DNA replication. In 2 months, they said, "What is this?" He said, "I don't know." They said, "How do you use it?" He said, "I don't know." But they kind of started just exploring the computer and the programs on it. In 2 hours, rather in 2 months, their scores were between 0 and 30, which is good, but it's not a passing grade. He enlisted the help of someone who kind of took the role of the grandmother, was really encouraging. In 6 months, these kids were up to 50%. So what that shows is that, yes, self-initiated learning can be effective. You have kids in the slums of southern India who are discussing aspects of DNA replication. And this is a multi-age cohort. So anyway, what this shows is that student-driven learning can be successful. It can be more efficient, and as I see it, it's the future of our education. So thanks for listening.